17 years I've been a teacher. I am also a professional local realtor. After the Great Recession of 2008, I realized how important it is to have multiple streams of income to support my family and expand my charitable giving. In this adventure, I'm not alone. Today, nearly 50% of Americans have multiple revenue sources. This is why I'm hosting Streams, a show dedicated to why people have pursued work beyond their 9 to 5s. And here we are. Happy Tuesday, and glad to be back. And this week is actually going to be a little bit different from weeks past, as I'm just really going to, I set up this week to introduce and get ready for what I'm really excited for next week, being the season finale. And so next week, we've got a lot of things going on. And a very special guest. It'll actually be the first time where we'll have two guests on at the same time. This is going to be a father-daughter team. And so come on out. It's going to be a great story and an absolutely fantastic time. And really a father and daughter and a family that really exemplifies one of the reasons why I wanted to start this show and this program to begin with. And so please make sure that we're gonna be having some fun next week with this. So it'll be next week, 7 o'clock, just like always. But what I'm also going to be able to do is what we're going to do next week is, if you host the sign here, okay, host a watch party. And you will win. It's a watch party promo. So all you have to do, next week is host a watch party. Okay, and if you're not sure how to do that, then I can explain it to you. Just contact me anytime. And so host a watch party next week for the season finale of Streams. For those of you that have been on board since day one, host a watch party next week. And just for hosting, I'm going to send you a Amazon gift card. Okay, just hosting a watch party. You don't have to do anything else. There's no entry that's needed. All you have to do is just host a watch party and invite your friends. And the reason why I do this is I believe wholeheartedly in what the show is trying to do and what it really encourages. And so that being said, I'd love to get a chance for more people's stories to get out and to expand our reach. And so that's what will be going on next week. Again, host your watch party, and I'll send you an Amazon gift card. Okay. And so I'm very excited for everything we've got going next week. Now, as I mentioned, next week is the season finale, but don't worry, we're going to take probably about a 3 week span here, probably for the rest of August, where every Tuesday I'm still going to host a show, but it's going to be just a little bit different and a little bit different format, just for about 2 to 3 week span. And then after Labor Day, we're going to come back to Streams, and we'll start season 2 of Streams in September, and I'll announce that again next week. And we've got some great guests lined up already, and they're gonna share their stories, and it's gonna be a great time. All right, but for this week, like I said, all I really wanted to do was more so prep and get ready for next week, because I am just truly excited for it. But then in addition to that, what I'd like to be able to do is just kind of share a little bit, just kind of give you my story a little bit, if you'll indulge me. Like I said, there's no guests this week, and that was somewhat by design. I wanted to be able to have at least 1 week where I was able to share my story a little bit. So, hopefully you can bear with me, and I'll be brief, and I can't put myself in the gauntlet. So if you're there every week, I know the answers to all the questions. So not doing that. All right. And so I just wanted to share a little bit of my story and why I have sought multiple income streams. And so, as many of you know, I've been in the classroom now for for over 16 years. We're coming up on year 17, which is just crazy to think about. The fact that now I'm starting to get students in my class who I've been teaching for longer than they've been alive. And as a high school teacher, that's a scary thing. As an elementary teacher, you kind of expect that after 6 or 7 years, you're just older than the kids. But as a high school teacher, you got to be there. You got to be around for a little while before you've been there longer than the kids have been alive. And yes, I've been there for a while. And so back in 2008, last time we really were in kind of a real bad recession. And so the recession in Michigan, as many of you know, lasted, it was like we were the first state to hit recession. We were the last state to get out of recession. It was, kind of a crazy thing. We were the lucky ones. And so what happened was that really impacted, obviously, state revenues and and so then state revenues is how teachers get paid and our salary and benefits and things of that nature. And so what started to happen was the state had to make cuts. I totally understand it. But at the same time, as they were making cuts, it was at a time frame in a season of my life where cuts just weren't, it was not good timing. My family was not necessarily equipped to take the pay cut, and it really adversely impacted my attitude and really in my approach even in the classroom. And I started to notice that, and I didn't want that, right? Because teaching is a career that I felt particularly called to and drawn to, and even to this day I feel called to and drawn to, and still love doing it. And so what I realized was that, instead of sitting here trying and like begging for the state government to just hear our cries, hear our call, please, fully fund us and all that other stuff. And, which I would still like, I wouldn't say no, but, instead of waiting for that, I decided to get proactive. And so then ultimately what I wanted to do, what I ended up doing was about 5 or 6 years ago, getting my real estate license because I have a background in economics, because I'm comfortable in communicating with people, and because I generally think that that people know me, like me, and trust me. I generally think so. I guess you really never really know, never truly know. But the schedules complemented each other very well. In addition to that, so being a teacher and a realtor really complemented each other. And so then, what I started to notice was that as real estate became more and more successful for me, and as my client base grew, and as more closings started to happen, I found myself also simultaneously becoming a better teacher, because I wasn't so worried and consumed with all these external factors that I had no control over, right? And so what are we looking at right now? Obviously, we're heading into a lot of cuts. The state revenues are going to fall once again. We're probably headed for recession once again. I don't want that. Nobody wants that, but it is a reality. And so this time I am much better equipped to maintain a positive attitude, to maintain the highest level of professionalism within the classroom, and frankly, in a lot of ways, it probably having two income streams, doing two different jobs, two different careers, probably saved my teaching career, to be quite honest with you, because that's how frustrating that time from 2008 to really 2013-ish. That's how frustrating that time was for me, and how badly I needed to have a shift of focus and pivot the way that I thought and the way that I reacted to what was happening, as opposed to continually, again, just waiting, kind of the phrase, like waiting for Superman, like, okay, for what? All right. And so that's why I went into the doing two incomes, and the two income streams, the dual career, whatever you want to call it. and frankly, no looking back. Like I said, this is year 17 of teaching. I'll be in for 25 years. And so I've got, after this year, 8 more, and I'm going to continue doing that because I love it. And so then with real estate, as it continues to be a very, it continues to take off for me. It continues to grow and grow and grow. And I have to give a quick shout out to my brokerage, Brookstone Realtors, and my broker specifically, Brandon Mulrennan, for really trusting me to operate my real estate as my own business. And so that has made a huge impact as well. And so from a professional standpoint, absolutely loving life, right? Why wouldn't I be? And even amidst all of this chaos, amidst the things I can't control, amidst COVID, amidst the pending education cuts that are coming, pending recession, all of these things. Okay, professionally, things are, I'm loving what I'm doing, and I really feel as though that having the 2 income streams has truly enabled me to maintain such a positive outlook and perspective on both of the careers. So that's a little bit of my story. I just wanted to share that with you. Probably should have done it during week 1, but I wanted to have, I wanted to kind of set up the format right away so everyone was familiar with what to expect with the show. And it's been a great ride. We've had financial advisors, authors, people working in commercial real estate, people working with mental health. We've had people doing multi-level marketing, and we've had people open up their own business with respect to like a contracting company, doing like life coaching and things of that nature. And so people are finding ways to really work within their strong suits, and that's why everything is really getting set up for next week's season finale. Because so spoiler alert, it's actually my college roommate who's going to be coming on, and he's just had a tremendous impact on me, and he has shared a lot of perspective. He's the first one that he didn't come up with it; he read it, but he shared it with me because there's this idea of a common notion, and I respect it, but the common notion of if you do what you love, you never have to work a day in your life. And yeah, there's some truth to that, but ultimately everything that we do is work. And like I love teaching. Yes, I love real estate, but there's times where yes, it feels like work. And believe me, a lot of days I'd much rather be running or just spending time with my girls versus going to work, even though I love it, right? And so he's the one that really changed my perspective on or introduced to me the idea of introduced me to the idea of following a passion, like doing something that you want to get better at, and then if you can find a way to monetize it, great. But ultimately, that's the case. All right, so we've had a couple questions here that I'll pop on the board. So Stacy Kraft, if you're still watching, asking, where do I teach? I teach at Clarkson High School. I've been there for 13 out of my 16 completed years, and 3 of my years were spent over at Clarkston Junior High. So all my years have been at Clarkston Community Schools, and it's just again, aside from like my negative attitude during those 3 or 4 years, the district itself is just a phenomenal place to work. And some of my best friends that I have are my coworkers. I love working with the Clarkson kids. They present a kind of a fun set of unique personality traits as well as challenges that I really love. And then in addition to that, like even our central administration, I know that now Dr. Ryan, he just got his EDD. And so Sean Ryan, I know, is just working tirelessly to set up whatever school is going to look like in the fall. I don't envy the decision that he has to make. So, Stacy, thank you for your question. Looks like your son's okay. All right, yeah. Tell him to come find me. I'll look after him, and if he ever needs anything, I'm in room 207. So I always have kind of prided myself on being, kind of a open door policy, and so students have always felt comfortable coming to my room and kind of sharing, some of the things that their ups and their downs, right? And so, and that's open to any student. And so, yeah, he's always welcome to come in. James, if you're still on board, you still look like you're young after probably stressful years in the classroom dealing with teenagers. Well, I tell you what, and so a little bit of being sun-kissed a little bit hides also some of the. But if I start smiling for you, then you start to see that age 40 is starting to really approach. So. But James, I thank you very much, and I do miss you, buddy. And catch next week because I'm going to have a Valpo grad on with me. So make sure you're here. And so, but again, that is the show for this week. I told you I was going to keep it brief, just a little bit of my story. But again, I really want you to come back next week and hear what my guest has to say. Father-daughter stream team. I love it. And they're really going to bring the ideas of, work is a thing and then passion is something you follow. And so it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then reminder, host a watch party. And just by hosting a watch party, I'm going to send you an Amazon gift card. Okay. And I do kind of have to cap it a little bit because, I can't dish out $10,000 in Amazon gift cards, but for the most part, host a watch party, and just as a thank you, I'll send you an Amazon gift card, and then you can use for whatever you like. Okay. So that being said, I will see you all next week, 7:00 here on Streams. All right. Have a great day and God bless.